You know, I realize there's always a different thing on this channel. Different car interiors, different looks. You know, some days I look nice, some days I look scruffy, some days I look in between. Today I'm not even in a car at all, you know. Evolution. No, my dad took the car out. But I just wanted to drop a quick I don't know, word with you guys. Whatever thing you cannot control outside yourself and the way it affects you says more about you than it does about the thing that you're obsessing over, you know? Everything you obsess over, unless they're your dreams, of course, but like people, relationships, certain dynamics, certain things that you miss and you can't wait to get back, is is simply because there's something inside you that does not feel fulfilled because you think that is what is going to fulfill you, you know? Being in relationships where you can't stop thinking about the person even though this person has done little to nothing to deserve that kind of importance in your head. It's a different thing when it's like you have been together for years and then the person leaves or whatever. That's a different thing entirely, right? Because then they've built up enough memories in your head that it is understandable that after a breakup you can't really think about them. No, what I'm talking about is you seeing somebody maybe for the first time or just in a short couple of days and weeks, and already it's like you cannot breathe without them. You cannot live if they do not reciprocate, or even if they don't even do anything per se. It's like your whole existence hinges on their own, mood or feelings that day. That's not healthy. That's not what love is. That's not what a crush is. That's not what any sort of thing is. That's attachment. That's anxious attachment, and it spawns from the fact that you feel like you are somewhere deep down, you feel unworthy of love. Somewhere deep down, you feel like you need to earn it, and so every single person that gives you even a hint of warmth, a hint of attention, you cling on to that thing and you don't want to let it go, or even if they don't even give you too much, it's just okay, a friendly glance, a hi. Suddenly your entire thought is dominated by this person because you believe, oh, you start dreaming of your life with this person. You idealize this person. You have already thought far into marriage and how you're going to look in 70 years. It sounds ridiculous, but people actually run these things in their head for every single person that their heart skips for. And it's not healthy because all that's going to do is lead to burnout. Imagine trying to grasp and hold on to everything, even if some things are not meant for you. You're just trying to hang on because you feel like if you let go, you'll die. I've been there before, and the process for me to break out of that feeling in my soul was not an easy route. I want to tell you, oh, it's a mindset shift and suddenly you'll be good. No, no, no. You need to do the inner work. You need to do the deeper, like whatever problems exist on the surface, they have roots underneath. There is a root. There's a root cause, and whatever you're feeling is a symptom of the root cause. So you can keep dealing with the symptoms, they'll just keep reappearing because you have not dealt with the root cause. And the root cause is what needs to be uprooted for you to finally see progress and move forward, right? I had to figure out where I learned that I needed to earn love. I had to figure out at what point in my childhood, if it was my childhood or if it was a previous partner that made me feel like I needed to do all these things to deserve their attention, to deserve their love. And you know what's so funny about it? When I lost the anxious attachment, I don't think you can lose it, but I think I dealt with it to a point that it's barely even functional anymore because it's a part of me. It's like it doesn't really go away. It's there, but the better you are at understanding yourself and healing, the less hold it has over you. Eventually, it just turns to like, oh, a tinge of a feeling somewhere here. It doesn't dominate your thoughts or anything anymore. It's just like, and you feel it, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what it is. It almost felt like I didn't even like the people that I liked anymore, and I started to feel scared. It's like, wait, it's almost like I don't, the feeling I get when that person sends a message, the butterflies in my belly and how I rush to respond is gone. The whole thing, it now felt like I was just enjoying their presence and conversations when they were present. It wasn't so much of they needed to reply me instantly, they need to get back to me as soon as possible. Now I was comfortable going days without even hearing from them, and when they get back, it's all love. Like I didn't feel any sort of thing anymore. And it was new to me. It was strange because usually I took offense. I was the type of person to take offense to people not responding to me on time. Like in my head, I started playing out scenarios that, oh, they were taking advantage of me. They were proud. Like it was such a negative space in my mind. And it took me to go through all that for me to break out and realize, look, people have lives. People have things that they do. People forget. You are not the end all be all of someone else's life. People have shit to do. So, and the thing is, we always know these things, yeah, but the emotions and the feelings we have in our soul just aren't logical. They aren't logical. They just tell stories and make you believe them. Whether it's right, whether it's wrong, they just have you believe them. And that's the problem with anxious attachment. That's the thing with people who grew up feeling like they needed to earn love. That story kept replaying in their heads. It's like, if you don't do this, this person is going to leave and you're never going to see that person again, and you're going to be useless and you're going to be worthless and you're going to be you're fucked, for lack of better words. Pardon my French. But it's worth the investment into yourself. It's worth, I understand a lot of people are afraid to go deep into themselves because they're afraid of what they would find. And I do get that. But see, it's in going into yourself that you find your light, not just your darkness, your light, the parts of yourself that you repress, the part of yourself that you threw away simply because you felt like it was unlovable. You get to bring them all back. You get to become complete, And here's the thing about being complete. The minute you are a complete human being, when I say complete, I don't mean perfect. I mean the minute all your flaws, all your goodness, all your strengths, all your weaknesses, all your quirks, all your subtleties, you bring them into the light. You are aware of every single aspect of your soul. That's powerful. Because now you are not controlled by anything, because you know what your buttons are and you know when something is pushing those buttons. And because you know when something is pushing those buttons, you know to move the controller. You know where to keep the controller. You know what situations to avoid so that they don't end up pushing those buttons. You become master of yourself. You don't become perfect, but because you know yourself very well, you know who you are to the deepest parts of your soul. You are people are unable to control you, whether purposely or unconsciously anymore. You are immune to manipulation because now you don't need anything from anybody. You already love yourself. You're already aware of yourself. You already have great understanding of who you are. So it's like when these things start to play out again, you're like, oh, that's what it is. You see a girl and suddenly the thoughts start to come out. You're like, oh, okay, nah. We're not doing that. Been there, done that. And it's like magic. The thought loses power. Simply because you've named it, you know exactly what it is. It just retreats. It disappears. It dissipates. So instead of going through that cycle again with this new person, you see this person as a normal human being. You don't idealize them. You don't put them on a pedestal. It's like, this is a human being in front of you, Now you approach everything from a place of curiosity. That's not to say you don't have desire. You desire this person, but your worth, who you are, is not hinged upon their response. It's like, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. In an effort to know them and hopefully get somewhere. But if it doesn't go anywhere, you're good. You now start to realize that you were good before you met them. You will be fine after. Like, there's nothing to it. And it's like a sense of freedom. Because now, before I used to feel like the girl I liked, once she texts, it doesn't matter what I was doing, I'd abandon it to reply, because I felt like if I took too much time, she would lose interest, she would go away, we'll no longer be friends, I would lose my chance. Now, I take my time to respond. And this is not out of games, like, oh, I'm going to give it a few minutes so she doesn't think. No. This is just me responding when I feel like it. Maybe I'm not in the best mood. Someone sends me a message. Even if it's the girl I like, I'm going to get back to that later. I'm not really in a headspace right now for a conversation. And I come back later. And if that person is also a healthy person, they understand that you have your own space, right? And then you text back like, hey, how you doing? I wasn't really in the best of moods that time. What's going on? And then it's all love. Like, these things don't matter anymore, if you know what I'm trying to say. So the truth is, you are not obsessed with anybody or anything apart from your dreams. Be obsessed with your dreams, That's important. But with people in relationship dynamics, you are not obsessed with anybody. You're missing something. There's something in yourself that you lack, that you believe somebody else is going to feel. Something outside of you is going to fulfill. And that's the problem. You're not searching for the person. You're searching for the feeling. And if you only realize that the feeling is already in you, it's already here. You just have to dig. Like, it's been buried by so much bullshit, throughout your growth as a human being. And it's not your fault, but now it's your responsibility, because it's your choice to remain the same or to actually do the work and become the person you know you can be, the confident, grounded, unreactive, calm person that you know you can be. Someone that is, and that's why it looks like indifference or unbothered to the outside world. It's simply not needing anything. So not needing anything comes off as indifference because it doesn't really matter to you. You have it is a bonus. It's an addition to your already fulfilled life. You don't have it, bye. There's many more where that came from. You understand where I'm coming from? I hope you get it. I didn't want this video to be too long. But yes, if you enjoyed this, if you want to see more of these videos, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, drop a comment in the section. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if there's something you want me to expand further on. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for listening. Bye.